trust me, Peter and Jack are very strange. Basically, about love. If it's too long for you, you don't want to read it. If they don't like kittens or Kinder Bueno, just get rid of them. Unless you're after, the couple of minutes, Jack's a 4-minute boy. Or if you don't like puppies, don't be with them. How can you not like puppies? I mean, look at that. In addition to that, bats. Everyone loves bats. I mean, they're actually pretty cute animals. And of course, owls as well. You've got a lovely prayer at the front who loves your owls. I might have to go back to that slide. But anyway, love is a dangerous thing. But first of all, before we start analysing it, we've got to ask ourselves if it's real. And reality is a figment of your imagination. Who has not woken up breathless from a nightmare and said to themselves, oh, thank God it's just a dream? That is because the neurochemical impulses which are firing around inside our brains when we are dreaming, hallucinating, or fantasizing are indistinguishable from the ones that fire around inside our brains when we actually experience those events. So if the diary of what we perceive as our lives is often wrong, how can we ever know what's real and what's not? The days of the week or today or tomorrow is a construct of our concept of time. We can reflect on the past, but all we really have is the present moment which can shape our future. And then you need to ask yourself, we know love is real, but what actually is it? Love rewires the brain when we meet someone new and exciting, because we're filling our minds with all sorts. We are not just thinking about them. We are building an internal model, a simulation which helps us predict how they will think or how they will feel. Most relationships get into trouble when that simulation contests the reality. Do we ever really fall in love, or do we love the idea of who they are? When that simulation matches the reality, that surely is love. Now this next slide might confuse some of you. It definitely confused us lot. This is apparently the equation of love. It is apparently the mood at time t plus 1. You have a male and a female, so a wife and husband. Obviously this could be husband, husband, wife, wife, maybe a three-way, but I don't know how the math is going to work. But you've got the woman plus the mood with the husband, and then the actions of the husband. And these could be illustrated on a graph. This is going to be a quite interesting graph. So let's call this mood. I think it says IT, or I him, so the mood of him. And then this is going to be a construct of time. So you're feeling crap, and then you see your partner, you feel good, and then you're pretty standard, then you want to feel good, right? That's how it works. That doesn't break. And then you kind of feel normal again at that level. What people really are talking about is the swastika. Now, the importance of the swastika is the example when you're not feeling very good, then you start feeling better. But why do you feel better? Because your husband's feeling normal, and then when you see someone who's upset, you automatically don't feel very good, even if you love them a lot. As soon as you see them, I can't draw it, I'm sorry. But basically, there's an equilibrium here, where people come and they see their partner, and you want to be on the same wavelength. So if you're in a bad mood and your partner turns up, they bring themselves down a little bit when they try and cheer you up. You alright? That's the wine, it's good. Well, it's kind of good. What you want to be happening here is not the swastika. So I can't draw, I just can't. You can't do it. You want to be making sure both of you are on the same wavelength, so you're moving together. Now, some people argue that... Actually, I need to go back. Some people argue that you should be giving your partner space. So you should break this graph down. But the reason the equation of love works is because both of these things have to be running at the same time. You have to be working together. Let me give you an example. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Or will they? The same areas of the brain that get activated when we experience, say, social rejection or the betrayal of a loved one is the same as when we spill hot coffee on our arm. So in a way, emotional pain hurts the same as physical pain. Science has developed drugs that can alleviate and in some cases eliminate our physical pain. And now some of those drugs are proven helpful in alleviating our emotional pain. So the prescription for a broken heart might one day be take 2 paracetamol and call back in the morning. But is numbing the pain always a good thing? The more we know pain in all its varying forms and flavours, the more we can appreciate the sensations and feelings that we like. It's the nature of contrast. If we never had an eye for bitterness or anger, then how can we not deeply appreciate our happiness? If we never had an eye for fear, how can we not deeply admire courage? So maybe to fully enjoy the beauty in our lives, we must first acknowledge and embrace our pain. And the way to do that, surely, is by speaking to your loved one. Some people turn around and say, you should give your partner room. Maybe that doesn't really work, because the equation says it doesn't. The equation's right, apparently. And they say couples who complain together will make sure tiny little issues do not get blown out of proportion. I mean, let me ask you something. What is your deepest, darkest secret? The one you have never told a soul? Is it the betrayal of a friend's confidence? Shoplifting? There is a war going on in your brain. One side wants to tell the truth, but another stimulates how bad it will be if you do. Either way, your stress levels decrease or increase dramatically. If it is biologically healthier, if it is biologically healthier for us to keep our secrets, if it is biologically healthier for us to tell our secrets, why is it human nature fight so hard to keep things hidden? Although we may be desperate to keep our secrets, the harder we try to bury them, the more they seep to the surface. We are neurologically compelled to confess, and confession is good for the body. It's good for the brain, and if you think about it, it's actually good for the soul, if you believe in that sort of thing. But we need to think about the choices we make as well. Why didn't that come out? Oh yeah, okay. Now, another example. No swastikas. I'm going to give you 3 doors. Called A, B, and C.
Nice doors.
Anyone want to... Yeah, it's not a very good door. You want a little handle there? Actually, that'd be too small. Depends how tall they are. I mean, I'm only like 5'6" or something. Anyone want to give me one thing they really want in the world? Just give me something you want. Is it a car? Is it a house? Someone shout
a unicorn.
Out. A unicorn. Okay, so number 1 thing you're after is a unicorn. I hope I spelled that right. Imagine A-level English language.
Kinder Bueno.
Spell it right. Now, Kinder Bueno would be above unicorn for me. Give me something you'll be like, okay with. A subway, a dog. A dog is better than a unicorn.
A kitten for me.
A kitten, but kittens are better than unicorns.
Oh,
Nothing is better than unicorns.
But they are. Okay, what's like something normal? Let's say Timberland boots you bought off a homeless person. So, boots. And then something bad would be... What's something bad? Give me a bad example.
Rundown car, maybe?
Rundown car. No, but a car's not too bad. Something normal is not too
Sweater.
great. A sweater.
A sweater that your nan made.
Sweater.
Yeah.
I actually quite like the sweaters my nan makes, but okay, fair enough.
You stopped it.
That can be spelled.
It's not this one.
Exactly.
Oh, mother! Okay, I'm just going to leave that out. Anyway, that's a sweater.
A mistake.
I'm going to get killed by my A-level English language teacher. Right, Peter, pick a door.
Okay, A.
A. Right. What's going to happen is you've got no chance of getting this sweater now. I'm going to give you the option to change your door so you could potentially win the unicorn. Do you change your door?
Sorry, wait, which door did you open?
Oh yeah, shit, I need to open the door.
Yeah,
Choose
an initial door.
Sorry.
Yes,
Okay, you
completely.
chose A, I'm going to
Yes.
close door C. And behind here is going to be a little sweater. Oh, that's not a very good drawing of a sweater, is it?
Looks
No
more
wonder
like Batman or something.
Better than your spelling.
That's the sweater. Why are you going to change your door to door B, Peter?
Well, yes, because I'm twice as likely to.
You are twice as likely, that's correct. For those who can't see it, you are not 50% likely, you're actually 2/3 likely to pick the correct door. Let me illustrate it in an easier way. I'm not going to be able to reach that shit, am I? Okay, so let's say you've got a 52 card deck. No jokers apart from the poker players you obviously play with. You pick out one of the cards and you say to yourself, that is going to be, say, the King of Clubs. So if you go into a deck of cards, all face down, 1 in 52 chance of being the King of Clubs. That's correct, yeah? Yep. Let's say I turn over all of these cards apart from one. So that's 50 out of 52 cards are not the King of Clubs. That's correct, right? So that has a 51 out of 52 chance of being the King of Clubs. So of course you would change. of course you'll take the choice. And it's the exact same thing up there. This is just on a bigger level and makes it easier to see. Make sense? Ish? Okay. Final slide is, am I normal? Well, I mean,
God.
somebody even said, oh God. Don't worry, it's like the last slide. Well, actually, it's the penultimate one. What is normal? If you feel sad, do you just have a case of the blues? Or are you suffering from a neurochemical imbalance? The vast majority of case studies looked at involves patients whose brains are anything but normal. And there is no question that they suffer. But is it all bad? For some, their neurological state may protect them from painful truths that none of us would want to think about. Others could create a cheerful disposition that could help them cope with things the rest of us would find disturbing. In the same way, law enforcement officers can look at crime scene photos and treat them as a crime scene, rather than take it on a personal level and be really hurt by them. If we are to establish a baseline of what is normal, then we have to start asking ourselves how the brains of so-called normal people respond to certain stimuli. If we are able to treat these so-called scarred people who live with neurological disorders, then of course we are helping them, but we may be sometimes taking away what makes them unique and robbing them of an essential part of who they are. And that is, I think we've finished for now.
The last slide.
Yeah, I don't think you want to read that. I think that's useful to read that. That was my goodbye slide, which I'm going to give it to.
Aww.
Unless you really want to read it.
Jack asked me to put it up.
No, I did not. I
I
told you not
stand by
to.
you, please don't leave. What happened? I can't read.
Okay, any questions?
I've got a question. What the hell do your diagrams come up and mine don't?
I don't know. Straight away from or something, you know.
And I've got another question as well. Can you prove the equation of love for me, please?
But by induction.
By induction. Can you prove it by induction?
Or by brute force. Well, no. But I can tell you what the Daily Mail say, which is always a brilliant thing to go by. Apparently, how you to do it, I'll speak while he's doing this. You apparently need to have friends who are less attractive than you, which is known as discrete choice theory. If there are two women A and B who rank men as being equally attractive, if a third woman comes along who is less likely to attract version of women A, the women A becomes more popular to the men. Because obviously there's slim pickings. In addition to that, it says highlight your flaws, because it divides opinion. Choose healthy looking partners. Don't settle down until 37% of your dating period has passed.
Who are you, Barney Stinson?
I'm reading this on the Daily Mail, mate. And if married, it's possible to change your partner. And I'm just like, really? The Daily Mail suggests divorce? But yeah, it's not something that's approved by induction. It's a regression, I guess. SSR, SST. And I hope you guys aren't driven completely insane by it.